Good evening, fam. Today is Friday, April 3rd, 2020, and it's about 5:30 in the afternoon. In this episode on the concept of 360, I'm going to show you how I do what I call companion planting. I got my tomatoes and some of my peppers and things in, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant some greens underneath those, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. All right. Alright, starting with this bed here, I'm going to start with some of my lettuces, my varieties of lettuces. As you can see, I got my cages up. I just went ahead and put them up for my tomatoes from the video from the other day. And I'm putting my lettuce, here I got my lettuce arranged. Since it grows pretty quickly, and these tomatoes, they'll take some time. They'll grow, but these will mature pretty fast. I can harvest these. I got, one head of lettuce between each tomato plants, and I got to fill in a couple of more back there in the back. I got some a while ago from the co-op in Nashville, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put lettuce with my tomatoes, okay? And then I got here. Let's look. I got mustard greens, turnip, and kale. And what I'll do, I'll plant where my peppers are. I'm gonna make me some rows like this and plant the some mustard green, some greens in. I'll show you what I'm getting ready to do. Okay, as you can see, we might not be able to see it that well, but I got 4 rows. I'm gonna go like this, and there's a row there, one there, and one near the end over there, and I'm going in between these pepper plants with a row, here. So I'll just sprinkle the seeds in here. And okay, I'll do my mustard seeds now. I'm just barely sprinkling them in the row. And the reason I'm doing this, fam, is because I've noticed, like, it takes a minute for the peppers and the tomatoes to grow, and all the while I'm having to do weeding and stuff like that. So I figure if I go ahead and plant some greens in between, that they'll come up quickly and kind of help avoid weeding so much, because greens will come up. As long as there's vegetation coming up, you won't have to worry about the grass too much getting overrun, and before the plants begin to get bigger and taller. And the reason I like to plant the greens between the peppers is because these peppers have long stalks on them, and then the greens will grow pretty quick, and they'll have something the greens grow pretty quick, and I can harvest some of them before the peppers get too much to shade them out too much. And the reason I'm doing the lettuce with my tomatoes, because the tomatoes, they're going to sprout too, and I always like to, you see how that one is? I always like to keep the stem kind of trimmed and pruned, so that, and the lettuce will grow a little taller, so, and they'll harvest pretty quick too. So I can have a crop made before these tomatoes get too far up. And plus they'll act kind of shady anyway. It'll be like a shade for the leafy greens. And so I'm going to try this out, and I'll keep you guys posted on the results. But I'm going to go ahead and finish planting my mustard greens. I got turnip greens that's going to go by those other peppers down there, and I'll have lettuce and kale, and I got some kale I'm going to do also in between, and I call them what's the name? Y'all know the name of cover crops or something like that, undercover crops or whatever it is. But anyway, I call it companion gardening. All right, fam. I went ahead and got them planted, and once again, like I said, since you're doing these square foot gardens, it's best and put in all that hard work preparing your beds and having to take the time for the tomatoes to come up. You might as well have a good use to your box by planting under plants here. So in this, as you can see, I already got a case, so let's document this. We got romaine lettuce between the tomato plants here in box 1, and box 2 where my pepper plants are, jalapenos and such. I have got mustard seeds planted. I just planted those. Okay, box 3, I've yet to case these up. I'll do that here shortly. But I've gotten I got some lettuce in there. I ran out of lettuce, so I just got it spotty, and when I get some more, I'll put in fill in the blanks there. And then my other pepper plant, I got turnip greens, okay, purple turnips, purple top turnip greens, and this one, and they'll be coming up shortly. And in this one, this is a tomato bed, but since I didn't have any more lettuce, I just went ahead and planted kale in here as a underneath crop. What's the correct, y'all can tell me whatever the correct term for the companion crop or whatever. All right, and last but not least, I just caged my rosemary plant up so it don't grow all wild and bushy, so it can kind of, got it caged up kind of nice and neat there, and I'll come up. I tried some, I had a recommendation on using rosemary in some of my teas, and I tried that this morning. My my teas there for immune building systems, my lemon lime tea, my lime honey tea. I'm just all bumbling today, but anyway. And so I put a little sprig of rosemary in my water while I was boiling, and that it came out tasted pretty good. So I got that caged up, and you see the work I have to do on this. I'm going to have to replace a couple of my raised beds here, and these is from last season, or last 2 or 3 seasons. So this is my next row I'll get started on, and I got to figure out what I'm going to put in this row. I want to have a variety of things in there. I'll probably put some squash or some zucchini or something, kind of mix it up, and and I'll go so forth and so on all the way. Look at my jungle. There's beds under all there's another bed, there's beds. See my jungle? Welcome to the jungle. You can barely see my greenhouse over there, which I gotta do some work on. I got some plants in there too I'm getting ready to set out, but here it is, Porter's Brown's Family Farms. All right.